Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 7th grade concept of rational number operations. This is standard 7.3a, the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 2 of the 2024 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. All right, so we simply need to find the value of this expression, 0.45 minus 2/5. And obviously our challenge here is that we've got one decimal and that we've got one fraction. We really don't subtract the two. We need them both to be decimals or we need them both to be fractions. So let's turn them both into decimals first. All right, so 0.45 minus, I know it's going to be 0 point something because it's a proper fraction, which means it's less than 1. All right, so 2/5. We've got a few choices here. If you can get into the habit, probably the quickest way for you to convert fractions into decimals is to look at the denominator and just think real quick. Can I multiply by anything to get to a 10, 100, or 1,000? Because if I can get to a 10, 100, or 1,000, now I'm dealing with my first three spots in our decimal chart, right? So place value chart, tenths, hundredths, and then thousandths. So if I can get my denominator to change into tens, hundreds, or thousands, then I can place them into those tenths, hundredths, or thousandths, right? And so 5 times anything makes 10. Yeah, I can easily just, to generate an equivalent fraction, I can do 5 times 2 makes 10. Now to make an equivalent fraction, I need to multiply the numerator and denominator by 2, because 2 over 2, just like any fraction that has the same numerator and denominator, is equal to 1. When you multiply by 1, the answer's the same thing. So we're just making it look different. So 2 times 2 equals that 4. All right, so 2 times 2 is 4, so that equals 4/10. Now, if you're thinking 100, we easily could have done that, right? 5 equals like the value of a nickel. There's 20 nickels in a dollar, so we could have done 20 over 20. Well, guess what we would have gotten? 40 over 100. Well, here's my 4/10. Here's my 40 over 100. Same value, right? You can add as many zeros afterwards as you want to. So 2/5 is equal to 4/10. So I can put that there. If you want, you can make the 40 hundredths since we already did that work, right? And now we're just subtracting. And we don't even need to regroup. I think the tricky part here is, we do need that 0 in the 10th place, right? So we're looking right there at A, 5 hundredths. Now, you might have done this differently. They both need to be in the same form. What we can do is we can change our decimal into a fraction, right? So we can say 45 hundredths equals, right, we're just talking about with our place value here, 45 hundredths. Turning decimals into fractions are easy because you could just use the place value of the last digit there as your denominator, hundredths. The problem is I've got 45 hundredths minus 2/5. You can't do that until you can get the the denominators to be equal, right? So I can try to simplify this to fifths. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Probably the best thing to do would be to take this 2/5 and to make it an equivalent fraction that has a denominator of 100, which we've already done. So either way, you're going to have to change that fraction somehow, some way. So that 2/5 I can simply replace with 40 hundredths. And now I can subtract because I have the same denominator. 45 minus 40 makes 5. And look at that. Now, if I did this, I would still have to translate that into a decimal form, so that might be a little bit more work. Either way you look at it here, our answer is A.